Yes, well, we are distant relatives of Thomas Henry and, of course, Bruce Ismay, who was lost on the Titanic, as you know. But
And how would you describe to people who don't know anything at all about the Ismay family story why that's a significant thing?
well, other than the fact that we feel that the family has been maligned over the years in various ways, even as far back as Thomas Henry, who ran extremely successful shipping companies. It was eventually suggested that perhaps enough care wasn't taken with the preparation of the Titanic, and safety issues were not adhered to. And but anyway, that's how I see it. Yes.
And when did you first start to realise?
For a second. I'm just going to
It's okay, it's not our fault, it's the lighting.
yeah, I'm just bringing the lighting down a bit.
I thought you were going to walk out then.
Yes. Give up.
So, as I was saying, when did you first realise the significance that your family has of the Titanic story?
Well, I suppose even as a child, it's a story which has been going on for many years. Of course, as you know, it's one of the most talked about disasters in shipping of this century, or last century anyway. And I suppose even as a child, you grasp that obviously there's a connection, and that the name of the family is not always viewed in the best light.
And why do you think that so many people recognise the Titanic story worldwide? Why is it earned
It's very
such a
difficult to
place?
say, very difficult to say. I suppose it was an extremely glamorous period for that, for shipping of that nature, Atlantic crossings and so on. The ship itself, as you know, was most up-to-date liner of its time. All the safety features which were way ahead of anything else which was in existence at the time. The thing is that you don't. It's just a gradual sort of build-up. You get little bits here and there, and then it becomes part of your sort of family history, and something which you take for granted is there, but not always too pleased to admit it.
Do you find in day-to-day life you get a lot of recognition for your family's connection?
Yes, I think most people recognise the name now, and it's not detrimental in any way really any longer, but it's just that we, as a family, feel that the family has been maligned over the years, and we just like to make sure that the records are kept straight. That,
What do you say to people that may have any misconceptions at all about what happened? Or
we just relate to what the findings were of the various inquiries in this country and, of course, in America, which found no fault with Bruce Ismay at all, which is the only answer one can give, I suppose. But,
so how is it spoken of in your family? Is it something that is remembered with sadness?
No, I wouldn't say sadness, but perhaps, I don't know how one would say it's just really part of a family history which we're, in some respects, pleased to be part of. It was a very honourable family with a very good record in shipping, and it's just that somehow or other the whole thing's been turned on its head, and it's now considered to be perhaps a little not underhand, but dubious, shall we say.
When people often hear that they have a connection to the Titanic story, they often feel this enthusiasm for doing a bit of research and digging to find out more information. Has that ever occurred to you? Have you ever put in your own research and done some background reading?
Well, as much as one can, yes. There's been an awful lot written, as you know, and a lot of research into the show. There's not an awful lot more one can do about it. But it's just that some of the research, the findings are not always correct, as you probably know, and it's just nice to keep the sort of record straight.
And 100 years on from the events of April 1912, how do you think that we should be as a society now reflecting upon?
Well, it's purely the fact that it obviously has to be remembered. It's a dreadful disaster, which it's very easy to blame certain persons, and always any disaster, there's someone waiting to condemn or congratulate some person or other. Whereas the truth of it is, it's an accident, an act of God, if you like to put it that way. And yes, we all can learn from this, but it's something which we just have to remember and be thankful for. That so many people did escape from it, which is often not recorded. But the fact that so much benefit has been gained by technical advances, which the disaster contributed to, make perhaps it all seem a lot easier to bear.
Are there any examples of situations or anecdotes from within your family that you will always remember with the connection you have to the Titanic story? Are there any particular days when you think, I'd never forget that, this was the day that my mother told me this, or my father told me that? Or
No, I don't think it's purely something which you're aware of from a child, and it's gradually information sort of comes through, and with all the worldwide interest in it, it's just something which, like anyone else, you build up the interest, the facts, or otherwise as they come along.
what about the south of England as well? Because obviously wherever you go in the world and you say you're from Southampton, people kind of know where you're coming from. But when you say, it was the place the Titanic left, it has a tremendous impact and people automatically then recognise you.
It is something, I suppose, due to the fact that the films and various books and things have been, it does start to ring a bell with most people once that's mentioned, yes.
What does it feel like to be such a part of the South's heritage, really?
It makes us proud in a lot of respects. I mean, it's of a disaster which we're all very conscious of, but on the other hand, a lot of good came out of it. If you can look to the future, where safety regulations and so on have been adjusted, and makes us all a lot safer in travelling at sea.
Brilliant, that's lovely. Is there anything else you'd like to mention?
No, I think that's all. Thank you. I'm sure
That's great. That's lovely, beautifully put. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank
That's
you.
very kind. Thank you.